it's Jessii Vee, and I just gotta say, I love the theme of today's video. You guys know, pizza is just my guilty pleasure. If I could eat pizza every single day of my life, I would. Don't even care about the consequences. Like, I crave it from when I wake up to when I go to sleep. I actually have to have restraint to not call my local pizza place to get pizza. I'm trying to be a healthier person, okay? But we all can't deny pizza is amazing. I don't think I've ever met somebody who hasn't liked pizza. I know you guys are out there. I know you pizza haters exist, but I have not personally met one yet. Today I thought we would talk about some real pizza delivery horror stories. A lot of these have a paranormal vibe, some have just a creepy vibe, a stalkerish vibe. Basically, people who used to deliver pizza came forward on the internet and told their worst experience delivering a pizza. Before I get started, there is only going to be a few more videos where I have this backdrop behind me because we are swiftly moving into August. So if you would like to win this really colorful, awesome, summery background, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, so my Jessii Vee channel, turn your notification bell on, and then head over to my other channel called Vee Vlogs. I will link it down below in the description. Go subscribe there, and head to the video titled Heart Monitor Mukbang. Comment your favorite fast food restaurant. That's all you have to do to be entered, and I will be announcing the winner in a handful of days. I also cannot wait for the next backdrop. Wait till you see! The first pizza delivery story is called the Blair Witch Project House. Now, if you guys don't know what the Blair Witch Project is, that saddens me. It is definitely in my top 10 favorite horror movies of all time. There's just something about it. Whenever I watch it, I just feel so anxious. Like, I actually get anxiety, which might sound like you don't want to go through that, but honestly, it's so great when a horror movie can give you that emotional reaction. It's one of those found footage films, but it's not done in a cheesy way. It's about these three young adults who go into the forest to look for the Blair Witch. They end up getting lost in the forest and they're being tormented by this unknown witch. They never actually see her bothering them. They just hear noises. They see her leaving those little stick things from the trees. It's so freaky. I know I just went into a whole rant about Blair Witch, but I want you to have sort of like knowledge before I tell you about this pizza story. It's basically about this guy who went to deliver a pizza at this woman's house, and when he arrived on the property, he had a really weird vibe. There were a bunch of wind chimes hanging from every single tree on her property, like every branch. And these wind chimes weren't like your typical metal wind chimes, they had sticks all over them. So it reminded him exactly of the whole Blair Witch atmosphere. He goes up to the house, knocks on the door, and this woman opens it and she has absolutely no teeth. She has a really weird expression on her face, and she asked this pizza delivery guy if he wanted to come inside. So he obviously said no. He tried to be as polite as he could about it. He was like, listen, I have to deliver other pizzas. My boss knows my schedule. I can't really waste any time. And this lady looked really irritated, grabbed the pizza from his hands, and then walked back into the house. He said he basically ran off the property with the wind chimes in the background and drove off. Yeah, that would definitely freak me out. There's also something about the sound of wind chimes that always gives me an uneasy feeling. You know what I mean? Especially when like a storm's coming and the wind chimes are going, ugh. It's great, but it's scary. The next story is about a policeman, a pizza man, two very different things. So it's about this guy who went to deliver a pizza to a man that lived under somebody's porch. It says, I drove up to this person's house and it was pitch black. There were no lights on whatsoever. I look at the receipt and it says, use the back door. So he walks up the stairs of this house. There's still no lights on anywhere. And suddenly he hears a voice below him say, hey, down here. He looked under the porch and there was a makeshift door with the guy's head sticking out of it. He had to crouch down to give this guy his pizza, and he took the pizza and like went under his porch again and closed the door. He said it was the creepiest experience he's ever had. I mean, imagine going to a pitch black house at night and like some dude is like crawling under the porch wanting the pizza. Like, no thank you. Okay, the next story, it's called called the Weird House. So this man had to deliver 5 pizzas to this guy's house. He rang the doorbell several times and no one was coming to actually answer the door, so it was starting to get very weird. On the 8th time of ringing the doorbell, the door finally opens and the only thing this man says is,
"Come inside my house."
Now the pizza guy had a really bad feeling about this, but he still wanted to be polite. So he walked into this guy's house holding the pizzas. He probably thought he was just supposed to put it down on a counter or something. But as he walked in the house, he realized the house was full of really weird things. There were full suits of armor standing up right in his front hallway. And somewhere in the house, he had this creepy Halloween CD playing. So like, you know the old Halloween CDs with like wind blowing and wolves howling and creepy organ noises? So finally he tells this man, "Hey, I'm just gonna leave the pizzas here. I'm not gonna walk in any farther." And this man was like, "Okay," and he gave the guy a $40 tip, which is great. And he ran right out of there. So what's weird is that this didn't take place around Halloween. So this man was just playing his Halloween CD for fun, which, you know what, I can respect that. I mean, you do you. I love creepy stuff as well, but I probably wouldn't play it when I'm having somebody over. The next story is called Pizza for a Ghost. So this pizza man was doing a delivery in a really rich neighborhood. So he pulled up to this house and it had a super long driveway. When he walked up to this person's huge house, he walked up their porch, he saw an envelope sitting on a chair, and the only thing written on the envelope was Domino's. And inside the envelope there was the money for the pizza, a $10 tip, and no one was around, so he assumed he would just take the envelope and put the pizza box on the chair and leave. So he was walking back to his car with this envelope, and he was only walking for like 15 seconds. He decided to turn back around to look at the porch, and the pizza was gone. He didn't hear a door open, he didn't hear anybody walking on the porch behind him. He just looked around and it was just gone. So I guess this person who ordered the pizza was a very private person, maybe an awkward person, maybe somebody with social anxiety, which I totally relate to. He said it was the weirdest place he's ever been because he delivered pizza to essentially a ghost. The next story is called the tornado delivery, which already sounds terrifying because tornadoes are like my worst nightmare. There was a Domino's in north central Missouri that stayed open during horrible thunderstorms, tornadoes. They would stay open no matter what weather it was, basically. So this pizza man was delivering a pizza to a customer that lived 10 miles out of town. While he was driving, the rain started to get really bad, the wind started to pick up, the weather was looking terrifying. As he's driving down this dirt road, he sees a string of tornadoes in the distance beside his car. A string, so not just one tornado, probably a few of them. So he's driving through this horrible weather just to get this pizza to these people. Now this part really frustrates me. When he arrives at this house, he survived that whole entire drive. He gets to this house, rings the doorbell, and he's like, "Hey, here's your pizza." The person says, "You're late." And the guy was like, "Well, yeah, there's a tornado right over there." And the person was like, "You're late, we're not gonna pay for the pizza." Are you serious? So this guy had to go all the way back to Domino's with no money, with a pizza still in his hands, and these people, are they crazy? That's just such a frustrating story. If it was me, I would like throw this pizza in these people's faces. I mean, just kidding, I don't believe in violence. And the last story is called Pizza for a Witch. We start off with a witch story, we end with a witch story. It says occasionally you get really strange people ordering pizzas, which is expected. There's a lot of different kinds of people in this world. When I was a cashier at Michael's Craft Store, I met a lot of strange people. So this pizza man was working a late shift, so we're already starting this off late at night. The restaurant was just about to close when a call came in. Don't you absolutely hate that? You're about to leave and you have one more call. So a call comes in and there's complete silence on the other line. So this guy's saying hello, like Domino's, hello, and no one's answering. So this person hangs up, and about a minute later they get another call. This time someone actually speaks, but it's a very eerie, low, soft voice. It's a lady's voice ordering a pizza. So he goes to deliver it. When he gets to the house, all of the lights were off. It was completely pitch black. So he rings the doorbell. He's getting really nervous, but he still rings the doorbell. Well, there's no answer. He tries a few more times, still no answer. So he decides to turn around and walk back to his car. He's really confused. Just before he got into his car, he looked back at the house one more time and he saw a figure standing in the window in the darkness looking at him. So he was like, oh, it's the lady that needs her pizza. So he walks back up and sees it's a woman in her late 70s. She finally went to open the door and she had this really creepy, huge smile, and she also didn't have any teeth. What's with people and having no teeth? She didn't say a word. She just paid for her pizza and slowly closed the door. I don't know why she didn't have any lights on in her house. That is so bizarre. Anyways though, this guy got back in his car and drove home. He said he vowed to never make a late night delivery ever again. I don't blame him. Anyways though guys, those are all of the creepy pizza delivery stories I'm gonna be talking about today. Does it make you want to stay away from pizza? Not me really. Maybe it makes you want to not be a polizza. What is wrong with me? I was gonna say a pizza driver and I was saying policeman at the same time. It came out as polizza. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to enter to win this background behind me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!